Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Sunday, May 5th, 2024. Good morning to you and happy day of the sun. We are in Taurus season, the Celtic tree month of Willow, Beaver season, the fourth quarter waning crescent, Pluto retrograde, and it is Cinco de Mayo. Now, you might be asking, so what does the country of Mexico getting their independence from the French have to do with us exactly? And the answer is not a damn thing. But it is an opportunity to go eat really yummy food, to drink some rather scrumptious margaritas, and to listen to some fun Mexican music. And the thing about the United States is that I've noticed that when various groups of immigrants come to the country, they bring celebrations that are focused on food and drink and music and just fun in general. We will happily embrace that because, again, it's fun. And even though it might be a little bit more culturally significant for some of our neighbors than it really is for us, it's just a chance to join into a fun party. And so, it's one of those things. Don't overthink it. Just let something be fun for once. So today's astrology, the sun is in Taurus, fixed earth, practicality. The moon is fourth quarter Aries, cardinal fire, energetic. Mercury is in Aries, cardinal fire, representing alertness. Venus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing artistry. Mars is in Aries, cardinal fire, representing initiative. Jupiter is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing practicality. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. Pluto is retrograding Aquarius, fixed air, and it means to examine intentions. And of course, our Pluto grade mantra, reflect, heal, evolve. We're still in that waning crescent moon, so remember to rest, reflect, and purge. For the Aries moon, do be courageous, do brainstorm, do make decisions. Don't get bogged down in conflict resolution, tasks that require patience, and try to avoid the sharp objects, especially if you find yourself getting cross. Now, on this day of the sun, we have the sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus all in Taurus, and that provides us an opportunity to unite creativity and practicality in all of our projects to highly productive effect. Consider unifying both form and functional, because why shouldn't the practical also be beautiful? Bring that spirit to your to whatever it is you are doing today, and I dare say you'll be having a greater degree of success than what you previously anticipated. Now, our tarot is a bit of a warning for us today. It is the Five of Cups. It represents relationships that have ended, mourning a great loss, needing support, having to lean on family and friends, and dealing with a general whirlpool of emotions. So there is a different kind of energy that's messing around with our Sunday. But the thing of it is that even if we should get bad news today or find that there was an unexpected turn in the road or something of that kind, we do not have to grieve on our own. We don't have to deal with things on our own. We can turn to those who care about us. We can feel the feelings, ride that wave, but then also know that at the end of that tunnel, there is going to be a next chapter after that. And sometimes, even when experiencing great, great loss, if you just know that the sun will continue to rise, there is another chapter to go forward. And even though life may be different in a way that you never imagined and never wanted, that doesn't mean that life has lost all of its charms, and it doesn't mean that life isn't going to have blessings for you again in the future. This is a moment, and deal with that moment as you need to, but then get beyond it. And of course, if the greater the loss, if it's something quite serious, that's not going to be happening, in the course of an afternoon or overnight or anything like that. But move towards life. Continue moving towards life, because you're still here and you still need to keep going. So that's just something to bear in mind. Now, today's Celtic triad reads three things better than riches: health, freedom, and discretion. Good health just enables us to live fuller lives. I mean, that's pretty self evident. I mean, we know that. We know that the person who's generally doing all right, they're having an easier time of it than someone who's chronically ill or who has been maimed or has some kind of injury that they're just going to have to deal with. Just good health makes everything easier. And then liberty, particularly an ethical use of liberty, that is the birth of innovation. It's the birth of freedom. It's the birth of possibility. So many good things come from it, particularly if you are guided by a solid moral compass. And then discretion. What discretion is, it's a highly honed sense of what is fitting for the time, place, and occasion, and then acting accordingly. It's not just knowing what's theoretically appropriate; it's actually doing the appropriate thing and carrying on in that fashion. And that can be very helpful to us. And the reason why these things are all considered to be better than riches is because they give us things that no amount of money and no amount of material possessions ever can. Money can't make up for a lack of health. It cannot make up for a lack of freedom. And if we are not discreet, it's not going to be able to cover over our shortcomings in that regard, certainly not in the long term. Once again, having prosperity and abundance, that's a fine, wonderful thing, but it's not the only thing. And it cannot get us all the things that are going to make us full human beings and that are going to enable us to live a good life. Next up, today's magical intention. It is creativity for the color orange, the plant honeysuckle, the animal the fox, and orange calcite for the crystal. So, what stimulates your imagination, and then what can you do with that? It's great to have an idea, but it's the bringing the idea out into the world, taking it from your mind and manifesting it in real life. That is the huge joy, and that is also the payoff of creativity. So, what can you do today? You might surprise yourself. Now, for today's pagan practice, honor a god associated with creativity. I chose a representation of the god Lu. He's known among other monikers as being Lu the Many Skilled because he is said to have had all the skills. He knew all the arts, all the trades. He had all of these great accomplishments, and he was really this well rounded, I don't want to say multi-purpose God, but he had great capabilities. He wasn't a specialist; he was a generalist, and he could do astonishing things with that. And as we are getting further and further into this light half of the year, I do find that I do feel the presence of Lou a lot more strongly because he's out and about doing things just as we ought to be doing. So it may be a bit easier for us to connect with him than we do other occasions. But he's not the only God who's associated with creativity. Definitely try to connect one that you already resonate with if Blue isn't your guy. You could also try a new recipe today or a new food that you're curious but perhaps a little bit unsure about. A little experiment, see how that goes. Pick some wildflowers if you can. Take your family for a hike or at least get outdoors, greet the dawn. Just enjoy the day. We're in a good time of year. Now, for our journaling, try your hand at writing the opening invocation for a hand fasting. The reason why I'm encouraging you to do this is not only because it makes you think about how do you think that a pagan marriage ceremony should ideally proceed, but also, you don't know what the future holds. The day could come when you are actually asked to officiate. And so there's no harm in being prepared, just in case that should ever happen. And that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below or send me an email at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com and I'll answer you just as soon as humanly possible. And have a fantastic Sunday. Make the most of the day. See you next time. Bye.